Well, we're finally going to be able to break our Thursday night items here this Friday evening. I think most, hopefully all of you know, because I did send an email to everybody, so hopefully you checked your eBay messages and saw this last night. But basically, here is what happened. Our breaks that should have been last night, which would have been Thursday, June the 7th, yeah, they got delayed. There was a Windows update. You guys know how I hate Windows Update because it always messes something up. Yeah. So there was a Windows update last night, and I didn't think anything about it. It was finished. Everything was loaded up, ready to go. All I had to do was plug in the camera. But, oh, guess what? When I plugged in the camera, it didn't work. And nothing I could try to fix it made it work. And, you know, not a long story, but the short version is like about 3 hours later, after uninstalling and reinstalling a million things and going through tech support, chat, and all kinds of other happy, fun stuff, I finally figured out on my own what it was. You know what it was? This is so stupid. The Windows Update changed one of the privacy settings, changed a default privacy setting, which nobody knew. I didn't know. Nobody else knew. And whatever change they made was blocking the use of the webcam. So yeah, that's what I finally figured out a little after midnight last night. So anyway, thank you guys, everyone and gals, for being patient. I know this was supposed to have been last night, but I didn't want to start it at midnight. So I think we were better off waiting until today. And now we're going to get down to it. Hopefully it's going to be worth the wait. So first up, you'll see there, feedback is completely automated on eBay. So I do that so you never ever have to wait on me. So basically, anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you should pretty much instantly get it in return. That's the good news. Next up, this is a look at what's coming up in the days ahead. Of course, we are going to have another break tonight. That is ending tonight, and that is a case of Luminance football that came out today. We'll be breaking it at 10 o'clock tonight. Which is why we had to start this one at 6 o'clock to give me time to get everything done before we have to, work on that one. Tomorrow night, we will break another half case of the Hidden Treasures, the TriStar Hidden Treasures mini helmets, a TriStar Game Day Greats autograph football jersey, a Gold Rush full-size autograph football helmet, a Gold Rush baseball jersey, and another case of Finest Baseball. That's Saturday. On Sunday, you see we've got some other memorabilia there, including another Onyx Preferred Players inner case break, and some more 2012 Signature Series baseball, some 2011 Prime Signatures football, another case of Luminance. On Monday, we'll do Topps Finest again, as well as another Gold Rush baseball jersey. On Tuesday, a Game Day Greats jersey, some more autograph mini helmets in a half case, and another case of Luminance. So that is what the days ahead look like. For tonight, we have got, this is the order we're breaking into. So it's going to be the half case of the autographed helmets, followed by the 2012 Signature Series. Those are both free shipping breaks. And then our paid shipping break tonight is Finest Baseball. So a couple of things you need to know about that. First, on the free shipping stuff, anytime you do a break with me that offers completely free shipping, you can anticipate that your item will ship out about 6 or 7 days after the auction ends. Every once in a while, I'm able to get them out earlier than that, and if so, just consider that a pleasant surprise. But otherwise, kind of plan on this going out roughly Wednesday. I did not adjust those dates because this should have broken Thursday night, so we're going to, leave that as a Wednesday shipping date. And then, of course, Finest being a paid break, anticipating a Monday shipping date for that. Again, no plans to adjust it since we were originally supposed to do it last night. Finally, if you are in one of these first two breaks, the mini helmets or the Signature Series baseball, and your team does not pull anything, doesn't pull a single card, you are still entitled to a used trading card. It can be from any year, any series, and I will generally send that with your next package. If you want it sent sooner by itself, we can do that. We'll work out the details. If you send me a message in eBay, we'll work that out. Otherwise, I track that stuff, those no-hit teams, for 90 days. And then the next time you would have something shipped within that 90-day period, I would include anything you were due for prior no-hit teams. So 5 boxes of 2018 TriStar Hidden Treasures autographed mini football helmets. This is a half case break. It is break number 4. This ended last night, Thursday night, June the 7th on eBay. And of course, as you know by now, our live stream had to be rescheduled for today, Friday the 8th at 6 o'clock Eastern, because, yeah, Windows Update is not my friend, and it messed everything up, and that's why we couldn't do it last night. So you will see their team names are on the left, winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. And a new spreadsheet will go up before every break. So if you're in one of the other 2 breaks tonight, you're going to get a chance to see your name up there shortly after when we get to you, right? Right now, you're going to see the focus change. I'm going to remove autofocus, kind of manually set the focus. We should still be able to see everything. And maybe I'm going to manually set the focus. Maybe I'm not. It doesn't seem to be allowing me to change the focus. Oh boy, isn't that fun? Well, let's try that again. Let me see if it will do it now, because I kind of would like. There we go. There we go. Camera's still not playing nice today, but it's all good. It's all good. I did test it out last night. That's why I did that little midnight run with it last evening when I did get it back up and running, so that we wouldn't have any problems today. All right, so there are 5 of these mini helmets, and this is the back half of the case. So we have already seen what the first half had to offer. That's the reason we didn't have to take these out, number them on the end and all that, because these are the remaining half of the case we've already opened, the front half of it. First out, we have for the Bears, Mike Singletary. And of course, this little card, it's just, you know, it's kind of flimsy, but TriStar puts it in there with just some little information. The main thing, of course, is your mini helmet. Sometimes looks like there is an authentication sticker of some sort there on the back. Sometimes they have those, sometimes they don't. But if they don't have anything, you can assume that it is TriStar authenticated. And that's kind of how that deal works. Moving on here to our second one. Dallas Cowboys have Sean Lee. I guess you could see it better if I moved it into the middle, right? So Sean Lee for the Cowboys is second out. The Bears, of course, first out. It is hard to find room to put all these on the table when they're in the boxes, just because it's a small space I kind of work in to stay within the camera angle. And then it doesn't leave us much room. Minnesota Vikings next out. That is Ron Yari or Yari, whichever way you pronounce it. It also has an authentication sticker there on the back, which, you know what? We didn't look at Sean Lee, did we? Let's make sure. Does he have one? Yeah, he has a JSA there on the back and a JSA inside as well for Sean Lee. So right now we have the Vikings, Bears, and the Cowboys. And next up, San Francisco 49ers with Y.A. Tittle, who I think, didn't he also play for the Giants, or am I just crazy? Maybe I'm just crazy, but anyway, you have a little San Francisco 49ers Y.A. Tittle with hologram authentication sticker there on the back. So 49ers, Vikings, Bears, and Cowboys. First 4 out. This is our 5th and final in this half case. And we are on track for the Rams with Jack Youngblood as our 5th and final. All right, so let's recap our mini helmets. We'll start with this one. Yeah, because it's already in the front and I'm lazy, right? So I'm not really lazy, but you know what I mean. Jack Youngblood for the Rams, and we do have a hologram authentication sticker on the back there for Jack Youngblood. So the Rams with a nice mini helmet hit. Oh, and Axios is telling me that he was 49ers and Giants. I'm not crazy that he did also play for the Giants. Y.A. Tittle next out for the 49ers. Another little Hall of Fame hit, and once again with a hologram type authentication sticker there on the back. Someone told me, I don't really remember this, but I'm sure it's right. Someone said the other day that they thought Y. Tittle had passed away this year recently. I didn't remember that, but I guess that is the case. If someone thought it was, they're probably right. Sean Lee for the Dallas Cowboys. We have a JSA authentication sticker on the back and a JSA authentication card inside. Cowboys and Sean Lee. Trying to get all the boxes rounded back up here. Then we have Mike Singletary, Chicago Bears, and that has a hologram authentication sticker there on the back. Nothing inside, but the one on the back is the one that matters. So Chicago Bears, nice hit with your Mike Singletary. And then finally, for the Vikings, we have the Hall of Famer Ron Yari. Also with an authentication hologram type sticker on the back. So those are our 5 mini helmets for tonight. Again, this was all from the auctions that ended on Thursday night. And thank you everyone for, being decent about the fact that I had those technical problems and not flipping your lid on me. I appreciate that, because believe me, I don't like having stuff like that happen either. It makes me kind of crazy. So I really do appreciate everyone being so kind and understanding about all that. Coming up next, a couple of boxes of 2012 Signature Series Baseball. If you happen to miss this earlier, please take a moment and review the information you see there in regard to your anticipated shipping date, as well as the information about consolation cards if your team doesn't pull anything in this particular break. 2 boxes of 2012 Signature Series Baseball. This is break number 8. It ended last night, Thursday night, June the 7th. And of course, as you know, our live stream rescheduled for Friday night, which is tonight, June the 8th at 6 o'clock Eastern. Team names are there on the left-hand side. We did have one person who was not happy with rescheduling and canceled both of their orders last night. One of them was for the Atlanta Braves in this break, and Braves 1 fan, you see there denoted as Second Chance, was kind enough to accept the Second Chance offer on eBay. So Braves 1 fan picks up the Braves in this break. So thank you for that too. I appreciate you stepping in and stepping up to the plate there. Yeah, sometimes people are unhappy when things don't go exactly perfectly, which I would be too. I mean, I understand. I'm not happy that it didn't go well last night either, but for me, when I'm on the buying side of it, that would certainly never cause me to want to cancel my orders, but everybody's different. Actually had one person I broke with, not this past Christmas, but Christmas before, had a tragedy. Their partner lost a child, and they had to reschedule, oh gosh, a lot of breaks, like a couple of weeks worth of breaks, and they did so many every night. There were so many people, they weren't even able to reach out to everybody. You just kind of had to wait to figure out what was going on. But like even that, I didn't want to cancel my order, but I don't know. Like I said, everybody's different. So thanks, Braves 1 fan, for picking it up. I hope we have some good luck for you. Ichiro is our first out back when he was a Yankee. How about that? Kind of forget about that, don't we? At least I do. Jose Altuve when he was very young for the Houston Astros. These are just our base cards, of course, coming out first. Ramirez for the Brewers. Logan Morrison for the Marlins. And then we have another Jose Altuve. So how about that? A pair of Jose Altuve coming out there for the Astros. And then a panini proof of Travis Hafner /25 for the Indians. And it's time now to start seeing some hits come out of here. Robbie Ross is first out for the Rangers /299. Now, of course, I'm sure you guys noticed, right, that Panini, they don't have their licensing deal for this is with the Players Association. So that's why instead of saying like Rangers, it'll just say Texas, or, you know, instead of saying the A's, it would just say Oakland, that kind of thing. Here is Kirk Neuenhuis, numbered to 299, and I can never ever remember if he is a Met or a Yankee, but it will be, it just says New York on it, of course, wherever he was playing in 2012, because these are 2012 cards, and it does have a team on it. It just lists it by city instead of the full name. So wherever he was playing, whichever team in 2012, that's where that goes. Hey, Devin Mesoraco to 299 for my Cincinnati Reds. Of course, we've traded him away now. He's not with us anymore, but he was for a long time. A little bit of chipping down there I see in the lower left in particular. But a cool little rookie hit there for Mr. Mesoraco. Nick, oh boy. Yeah, we're going with Nick to 299 for the Indians. All right, we all know I don't pronounce the names properly anyway, so we're probably just safest that I stick with Nick regardless. A.J. Pollock to 299 for the Diamondbacks. These, of course, on the game ball signatures. The ink seems like fades a little bit more on those than it does some of the others, but nonetheless. Hey, this is cool. To 25, Don Sutton. Wow, that's really nice. I like that a lot. So that's a really cool hit, I think. Don Sutton to 25. And that's where our recap starts because, yeah, that's the last card out, and that's the one in my hand. And then the A.J. Pollock for the Diamondbacks. Followed by a hit here for the Indians with Nick, whatever it is, Hagedon, something like that, Hagedon. Devin Mesoraco, Cincinnati Reds, 299. Kirk Neuenhuis to 299, whichever of the New York teams he was playing for in 2012. Robbie Ross, Texas Rangers, to 299. And then we had a numbered card here with Travis Hafner for the Indians to 25. Everything else over there was just unnumbered base. So that has our signature series all wrapped up here. And that is going to roll us next into Finest. We get a couple of little things organized, and we'll put our spreadsheet back up. Scroll down through that once again, and then we will get ready to break a case of Finest Baseball. Always fun. All right, where is the right button that I'm looking for here to get our spreadsheet set back up? Hang on there. There we go. All right, if you didn't catch this earlier, I'm anticipating that Finest will ship on Monday. I don't really think I can get it out tomorrow, which is Saturday, because the post office has short hours. But if some kind of really good luck happens and good fortune befalls me, then maybe. So if I can, I will. Otherwise, plan on it going out Monday. This is 8 boxes of 2018 Topps Finest Baseball. It's a full case break. It is break number 2. And, of course, it ended again last night, Thursday night, June the 7th. And we should have live streamed it last night, but by now I think everybody knows I had a little technical problem after Windows Update zapped my webcam. And, yeah, so we had to reschedule it for tonight, Friday, the 8th of June at 6 o'clock Eastern, which is what time we got started on it. And the same format that you are accustomed to, with team names there on one side and your winning bidders across from it on the opposite side. One difference, that is the Arizona Diamondbacks. That again is the bidder that I mentioned to you guys earlier. Got, and I guess, a little unhappy that I could not get the break completed last night, so he canceled both of his teams. One of them resold. That was the one in the last break. And then, of course, this one, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the person who had the second chance offer elected not to take the second chance offer, so it is just an unsold. And I'm going to slightly adjust this focus a little bit more to that side, and we should be ready to go. Let me get everything out of our case of Finest here. It's going to take a minute to accomplish that. Okay, so in our finest break, what we're looking at here, each master box has a mini box in it. Each mini box has an autograph in it. So essentially it's 2 autographs per box, but there's 1 in each mini box. I mean, basically, it just seems to me like they are trying to just use enough packaging to, you know, put us all forever in the what's the word I'm looking for? Where stuff just never breaks down, you know, it just sits in the dump forever and ever and ever and stays there. That's what I think we're going to be happening with some of this packaging. I mean, come on. Not the box, but the plastic surrounding it anyway. And these boxes smell funky. I think I told you guys this Wednesday night when I started opening it. The ink or something they've used in them, they smell really funky. The cards don't, but the boxes do. So strange. Ryan, you're asking me about 2012 Signature Series, I assume. Are you asking about Don Sutton? Is that the card that you had a question about? Oh, you got it 22. I see that you were asking there about the Diamondbacks. Actually, well, I didn't look over there in time. I'm sorry about that. Of course, I've already started opening stuff, so I'm sorry you got it 22. I forgot to look over there in a timely manner when I was busy getting all of our stuff out, and just out of habit, I immediately start opening stuff once we pull it out of there, so I'm sorry about that, man. And then, Ryan, you're asking about the Sutton. Is that the one that you were asking about, right? The Don Sutton card that was in the last break for 2012 Signature Series. If that's what you're asking about, that's the Dodgers, but I don't know if that's, I assume that's who you're asking about, but I don't know for sure. But I think he only ever played for the Dodgers as far as I know. This is one of our inserts, Matt Olson and the A's. It's called Sitting Red. I'm also going to use this as an example of one where you can kind of see this starts to kind of have a slight bit of curvature to it when it comes out of the pack. Unfortunately, that's kind of standard on most of our stuff that has this kind of coating on it, this kind of chrome and refractive coating. It's not really a huge deal, but just pointing it out because it is, you will notice it. Chris Davis for the A's in a base refractor there was next up. Cornerstones, we'll find a bunch of these inserts as well. That one has Chris Archer and the Tampa Bay Rays on it. And then, of course, our first numbered card. And that happens to come out for the Dodgers. It's the green parallel, numbered to 99, and it's Justin Turner. And yeah, it was him that was a refractor. I was like, I kept seeing a refractor, and I thought it was the one underneath it. But it was Mr. Paul Goldschmidt for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, okay, Ryan, so yes, Don Sutton, yeah, he is definitely a Dodger, or, yeah, a Dodger, yes, a Dodger. Is that what I said? Is that, I'm getting myself confused, going back and forth between the two. So let me just bring up the card that you are asking about, and we'll take a look at it and clarify it, because I'm looking at one thing and saying another, I think. So this is the card you're asking about. This was in the last break. So if you're in Finest, this is not your card. This is a break from 2012 Signature Series that someone is asking about. So this is Don Sutton. It is numbered to 25. It's for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And again, from the last break, 2012 Signature Series, not the current break, which is Topps Finest. Cornerstone's Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers. And our autograph out of this mini box is the Yankees, and it is Tyler Wade. But as far as I know, I don't even think Don Sutton played for anybody else but the Dodgers. I mean, maybe he did, but I don't think that he did. But maybe he did, but I don't think so. So, there we go. Because I don't know, sometimes I think about another one, and then I'm looking at the ones that are in my hands, and goodness knows what I might have said one way or the other. So it's better for me just to stop and address the one that you were asking the question about, then go back to this, because sometimes my brain doesn't multitask well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, I think we're all squared up now. So there is sitting red Miguel Sano for the Twins. There's a nice little Shohei Ohtani just base. Now, see, I have all my people trained. They know not to call me during certain times of the night. But what they don't know, see, that I'm breaking early tonight. So I don't have them trained to not call me this time of night. Travis Shaw for the Milwaukee Brewers is our refractor, base refractor there out of this box. And a cornerstone Francisco Lindor in the Indians. And the Phillies with a hit, J.P. Crawford. Nice little rookie refractor hit for the Phillies. Ahmed Rosario rookie card. So Shohei, I guess everybody saw by now, he's out on the DL for at least a month, maybe longer. Robbie Ray refractor Diamondbacks. And it is a strained UCL. Buster Posey cornerstones. And is this an extra autograph or what? I don't know if it is or not. Maybe, I don't know. It seems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, this is an extra autograph. And it's a nice one if you're a Cincinnati Reds fan, which I am. Finest Hours Barry Larkin for the Reds. And from where I sit, that's an awesome hit. Now, I know there's not a lot of Reds fans out there, probably. It's hard. It's a hard life to be a Reds fan, many years. However, if you are a Reds fan, you're going to like that Barry Larkin, I believe. So, overall, first box, nice. Extra hits, some good hits. I think we're off to a good start here. So anyway, Ohtani and his strained UCL. Of course, he had to be pulled out of the game, what was it? I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. Because he had that blister come back on his hand. The same blister he had earlier in the year. Reared its ugly head again. They pulled him pretty quickly in that game, a couple innings in. And then the next thing you know, he's on level 2 treatment for UCL sprain and on the DL for probably a month at least. I don't even think they're going to check him again for like 3 weeks or something. I mean, you know. So that was kind of disappointing to hear. Have such a nice, young, dynamic player that everybody's excited about, and now we can't keep him on the field. But of course, the overall health of him and his arm and all of his body parts is more important than anything else. So hopefully it'll turn out all right, and we'll see him again in 4 or 5 weeks. Oh, Philip, you are not a Reds fan, but you did like the Barry Larkin hit? All right, well, I'll accept that. I'll take anybody who even remotely says they like the Reds. Cornerstones, Noah Syndergaard for the Mets. It's few and far between sometimes to find my fellow Reds fans. Andrew McCutchen, purple parallel to 250 for the Giants. Although truly, there probably are a few more Reds fans, but they just don't want to admit it, right? There's Dallas Keuchel for the Astros. That is a base refractor. Cornerstones, Matt Olson and the A's. And the Cardinals with a nice little hit there, Jack Flaherty for the St. Louis Cardinals. Sitting red, Edwin Encarnacion. a Justin Verlander base refractor. Of course, you know the thing about the Reds is this. We've had lots of good players even in recent years, but they just trade them away. Like, what do they do up there in the front office? I would kind of like to just have 10 minutes to sit down with one of those guys and just say, like, are you off your meds? What are you doing? Because it just doesn't make sense, some of the things. I mean, they're making noises now about trading Scooter Gennett because, you know, Scooter's had a good productive year. He would bring some value, I guess, on the open market, but why? You know, we've only really got a handful of players that are getting the work done, so to speak. Why in the world do you want to ship off another one? They probably would have shipped off, there's another Ohtani base, probably would have shipped off Joey Votto too if he didn't have a full no trade clause. They get good pitchers and send them away. Cornerstones, Josh Donaldson. Which, oh, there's a nice little Ozzie Albies rookie in the Finest First Moment. That's another insert series that we'll find a few of going through here. But it's like, you know, if you're going to ship all these guys away, then get something in return that makes it possible for you to win some games instead of just sending them all away and continuing to lose. It's dreadful. Alex Verdugo and the Dodgers. And of course, everybody knows how I was unhappy with our first round draft pick. Jeremy Lin. No, not Jeremy Lin. Good grief. Sorry. Oh boy, that would be basketball, wouldn't it? Yes, I'm on a roll tonight. So this is for the Red Sox. It is Lin, but it would not be the basketball player Jeremy Lin. So we'll just try that again. Sitting Red Nelson Cruz insert. And a refractor, Francisco Mejia for the Indians. And honestly, it's not that I don't like the kid that the Reds drafted in the first round, because, I mean, by all accounts, he looks like a good player, and that's fine and good. But why? Just why? We already have Suarez, who just signed a huge contract over there for the hot corner. You've already got Senzel coming up, who prefers to play over there, and they're just reconfiguring him, trying to get him to play second or shortstop. And so what do? We go get another third baseman. So, yeah, I get it. You can get people to play out of position and et cetera, et cetera. But we picked, what, fourth? There were tons of good options on the board, including lots of guess what we need. Oh, yeah, that'd be pitchers. So why we're out getting yet another third baseman just doesn't make any sense to me. It made me so unhappy. Axios is making fun of me over there for calling the player Jeremy Lin. I saw Lin and Jeremy just flew right out of my mouth. And so he's says Linsanity, which of course was a whole thing when Jeremy Lin was playing really well. That was called Linsanity. Yeah, that happens to me occasionally. Who did I have? There's somebody I had a couple weeks ago, and this wasn't the name that I said, but it was equally egregious. It was something like, you know, maybe it was somebody Barker or something, and I called him like Bob Barker. It wasn't exactly that name, but it was something equally silly. Just sometimes the wrong name pops into my head, and it just out of my mouth before I even realize it. Manny Machado refractor for the Orioles. There's too many sports floating around in my mind. It's another Clint Frazier. Well, not another Clint Frazier. It is a Clint Frazier on another Finest First Moments insert. And to 150 blue parallel Salvador Perez for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think somewhere it's time for, well, here we go. That's nice. I was going to say it's time for a big hit. This is not the one I was really looking for, but it's always nice to see. Brandon Woodruff to 99 on the green parallel with Why am I blanking on the name of that pattern? You guys see? Can you see the pattern in the card? I can't think what what Topps calls that pattern. Anyway, you don't find them too often, so it was nice to hit that. Sitting red, Bryce Harper for the Nats. Brian Dozier and the Twins on a base refractor. I want to hit something big in here, though. I want to hit some awesome something to make it worth your wait for having to suffer through last night when all I could do was do a screen capture and type stuff up in Excel for you to see because I had no camera, so I had no anything. But you guys and gals were troopers, hung in there with me, which I appreciate. So now we're hoping that the card breaking gods, if you will reward us with good hits today, or reward you with good hits today. Cornerstones, Carlos Correa, since you so patiently waited last night. A nice low number orange to 25 with Giancarlo Stanton and the New York Yankees. Freddie Freeman Cornerstones insert. And the Yankees probably would have wanted somebody other than Garrett Cooper. I'm just saying. Not that there's anything wrong with Garrett Cooper, but I think you would have probably rather had Torres, am I right? Even Clint Frazier, maybe, but definitely Torres. Setting red, Giancarlo again for the Yankees. Nolan Arenado, that's a base refractor for the Rockies. And Cornerstones, Mazzara for the Rangers. I saw an interesting stat this week, which you've probably run across somewhere yourself by now, which is that currently Aaron Judge is on pace to have the most strikeouts in any major league season of baseball. Like, the guy is, but still, he's awesome, right? But he is striking out at at a historic rate. But when he hits it, he just knocks the cover off of it, and it's completely gone. But he seems to be missing it a fair amount these days. Of course, it's not just him. Strikeouts in general seem to have been really high this year. Like way more strikeouts, it seems like to me, than what we typically have. Last year, it was all about everybody hitting home runs and the whole theory of did MLB juice the balls and all that. And it seemed like every ball that got hit was getting knocked out of the park. And now, this year, it's like, nobody can hit the ball at all. So, what? What is going on there? I don't know. Of course, strikeouts aren't that big of a deal anymore. When I was growing up, if you had a player striking out at the kind of rates that some of these guys are striking out, well, it would be embarrassing for the player and everybody, the team and everybody. Miguel Sano Cornerstones. These days, it's like everybody kind of strikes out, so nobody cares that much. Number to 250, Nicky Delmonico, purple parallel for the White Sox. But of course, I guess the flip side of that, there's another Stanton refractor for the Yankees. That's an Andahar base rookie. Not refractor, but I don't know, it caught my eye. And a Cornerstones Molina. A nice little Sean Newcomb for the Braves. But I guess the flip side of all the strikeouts, maybe the reason we don't care as much is because, well, there's also a lot of home runs and other really dynamic stuff going on that makes up for it. Chris Sale base refractor for the Red Sox. So we don't really care as much, I guess. But if you're of a certain age, as I obviously am, you probably remember what I'm talking about, like in the era where it would have just been unthinkable for a player to strike out multiple times in a game or in a week or in a series or whatever. It just didn't happen. But not like that today. Bolt, you are asking me if there have been any Padres. Gosh, in terms of inserts and things like that, I don't know. In terms of signature hits, no, we have not had any Padres yet. Ryan Braun, cornerstones. But we have so many of these other things, there could have very well been one in an insert or something. There's a finest first for the Dodgers with Mr. Alex Verdugo. We're going to follow that up with a Max Scherzer gold /50 for the Nationals. There's Beltray base refractor. Cornerstones Chris Bryant. And a nice little Anderson green parallel /99 for the Marlins. I think we pulled him out of the last case too. Mike Anderson, I believe we did. I don't remember if he was a green parallel or not, though. Sitting red, Aaron Judge, Yankees. Max Scherzer, base refractor, Nationals. So that was exactly our halfway point. So we've opened 4. We have 4 left to go. So we have plenty of time left if we haven't hit who you're looking for yet. You still got plenty of time. And of course, you know what comes out next week. I feel like we just barely got finished with the stuff that had a lot of base cards in it. Mostly because we just barely did. Because right after we rolled out of Bowman, base card heavy Bowman, we rolled into base card heavy classics and football. We just wrapped that up, I guess, on Sunday maybe, right? Like really recently. And then this upcoming Wednesday, the Mac Daddy of base card heavy sets, Series 2. Oh yeah. So it's kind of nice to have some of these finest and other breaks in there that have, while still having a nice number of base cards in them, if you're set building and stuff like that, don't have an unreasonable number in them. Not that it's unreasonable in Series 2 or Series 1 or Update, but it is a lot. Yeah, it's in Jumbo, it's 500 cards a box. Cornerstones Mike Trout for the Angels. And then we have Brandon Woodruff /150 blue parallel for the Brewers. So we will be opening Series 2 only as half case breaks. For the Phillies, there's a nice little Nick Williams rookie refractor. And of course, the case of Jumbo, there's a Reese Hoskins Cornerstones. Oh, there you go, Braves. I like that hit. Ozzie Albies. That's very nice. Yeah. Happy about that one. So Braves, nice hit. And a sitting red Joey Gallo. Rangers, of course. Dominic Smith, rookie refractor for the Mets. So, Series 2 in the Jumbos. It's a 6-box case. So we will open them in half-case quantities. So 3 boxes, 500 cards per box. It'll be a 1,500 card break. Yow. Which the break itself is one thing. But then, the worst part, then you have to sort all that. So I'm looking forward to it, but yet I'm not. I'm looking forward to the hits that we're going to find in it. I am not so much looking forward to the sorting. But I do have a handful of cases of it, a pretty decent number of cases of it actually. And we'll be opening both jumbo and regular wax or hobby, whichever you want to call it. Cornerstone's Robinson Cano. So we're going to have our hands full starting next Wednesday and for a few days after, a few weeks after probably. There's Justin Turner, purple parallel, the 250 for the Dodgers. And for the Brewers, that was Eric Timms with a base refractor. Cornerstone's Justin Bauer and the Marlins. Hey, there's Harrison Bader to 99. That's a nice hit for the Cardinals. That's very nice. So a couple of nice rookie hits out of this box. Sitting red, Cody Bellinger, Dodgers. Brett Gardner, Yankees base refractor. So the moral of the story is this: if you are set building, if you like lots of base cards, whatever your groove might be in regard to that sort of thing, I do ship all the cards. I know, I'm crazy that way. So, Series 2, if you buy into one of those breaks, you're going to have a lot of cards coming. At least the good thing about the way they structure the packs in the jumbo is that all the good stuff's kind of in the middle. So like there's a ton of base, and then there's a handful of 8 or 10 cards in the middle, which are your hits and inserts and variations, short prints, whatnot. And then you have a bunch more base. So you can kind of really whip through the base in the breaking part and slow down more in the center. But, you know. But the sorting, there are no shortcuts. You just have to sit and sit and sit and sit until it's done. Oh, Bolt Cola says he doesn't think he's getting much out of this break. You know what, Bolt Cola? I have not looked at the checklist for the Padres in this. How extensive is your checklist? Do you know? Have you looked at the team breakout for it? Miguel Cabrera, Detroit Tigers. And there's a nice little Shohei Ohtani finest first moment. That last case, I believe we found one of those, and all the rest were his base rookies. So we'll see how it turns out in this case. Mazzara 250 purple parallel for the Rangers. Yeah, if you guys, a George Springer base refractor Astros. For anybody who might not be aware of this, there are a lot of websites out there that will take a checklist. Sometimes it takes them a few days after a release. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Sometimes they're faster than others. Will Myers, Cornerstone Padres. There you go. Here's one for you. And an Andahar to 150. There's a blue parallel for the Yankees. But if you're not familiar with it, a bunch of websites will aggregate, take the checklist, pick it apart, and then break down the hits by team. Carrasco for the Indians on a base refractor. Now, they're not going to talk to you probably or tell you or have it laid out for numbered refractors and short prints and stuff like that necessarily. I mean, there may be some that do that, but the majority of them will break it out just by like autograph hits or relic hits. And so you can pull up any given product and it will show you, whatever. The Yankees have, whatever it might be, 10 possible hits in this product. The Phillies have 50 possible hits, that sort of thing. And I'm trying to think what, I have some of them bookmarked on my computer and I can't really remember what all of the websites are specifically. Cornerstone's Francisco Lindor. Mainly because I have them bookmarked, so yeah, I know, I'm bad. I don't remember them because I can just hit that little button. Steven Strasburg for the Nationals. That is to 99 green parallel. And here's one of our die-cut finest careers, Cal Ripken Jr. for the Orioles. We should find 2 of those in this case. So there's our first out. We've got one we're still going to be looking for. Salvador Perez, base refractor, sitting red, Chris Davis in the A's. Like if you were to search in Google, for instance, if you search like group break checklists, there's Buster Posey cornerstones. And our hit is for the Indians with Greg Allen. So yeah, just do a Google search like group break checklist. And one of them is called, I want to say it has something ninja in the name. And Sitting Red Manny Machado. But there's a bunch of them. There's probably at least 4 or 5. There's a couple. It's Mookie Betts base refractor. There's a couple that I use myself more so than others. But you can literally look up just about any product from the last several years and see it broken out by teams for the hits. So that's always a handy little tool to check on things if you don't want to scroll through the manufacturer checklist. Which honestly, sometimes the manufacturer checklists are so long, you kind of lose track of what's in there anyway. I do, anyway. What? So Bolt Cola, you don't. Well, you're bound to have some other options in here, right? I mean, we pulled the cornerstones for you. Is there an autograph parallel of that or something? Surely to goodness they've got something in here for you. Well, and of course, superfractors, I guess, as you say, that certainly would be a good thing to hit as well. Couple of players, you say? Yeah. Paul Goldschmidt cornerstones for the D-backs. That is one thing about Finest. There's a Reese Hoskins Finest First insert. It doesn't have as many possibilities maybe as some of the other sets, but you can pull some really strong hits out of here, and sometimes easier than you do out of other sets. And there's a nice little Will Myers for the Padres. As a matter of fact, speaking of, there is a rookie refractor for you with Will Myers. An Ohtani base. Bryce Harper cornerstones. And who have we here? A Cespedes. Very nice. A Sitting Red parallel. Giannis Cespedes for the Mets. So that's a nice little autograph parallel for us, or for the Mets. But you know, I'm just thinking about like last year. This time last year, Aaron Judge, of course, was the hot pull. That's Marcus Stroman base refractor for the Blue Jays. And we found him an inordinate amount in Finest, honestly. Like we pulled Aaron Judge, or I did anyway, pulled Aaron Judge autographs very readily out of Finest. Probably more so out of anything else other than Gypsy Queen. He was in that a lot too. So sometimes Finest gives you better odds at pulling the players you want because the overall checklist is a little smaller in terms of the available players and hits. So it's kind of all, you know, it depends on how you look at it, I guess, which is true of just about anything. Cornerstones, Josh Bell. All got different pros and cons. Mookie Betts to 150 blue parallel. Of course, Mookie's had himself a nice year. Isn't he currently out on a DL, though? I want to say he is. I could be wrong, but David Robertson for the Yankees and a base refractor. Aaron Judge cornerstones. And then Alcantara, is it Alcantara? Well, whatever it is. You know I'm not going to say it right anyway. For the St. Louis Cardinals, who continue to rock on with a quite nice little break for themselves tonight. Several good hits coming along for the Cardinals, who, of course, sadly lost Alex Reyes again for the year after one game. Garcia, White Sox, base refractor. Of course, he was out all last year with Tommy John, gets back for one whole game, and what did he have? Like a muscle strain, I want to say, but it didn't completely pull the muscle. The muscle didn't completely separate from the bone, so that was good. But yet, I think it still had to be surgically repaired, and he's out for the year again. So that poor guy, he can't catch a break. But speaking of strained muscles, yeah, Serena Williams, right? She had to drop out of the French Open on her comeback bid there after having been out 16, 17 months, had baby, etc. She was playing really well and then pulled her pectoral muscle, had to drop out of the French Open, and came out yesterday or day before that they said it was not a muscle tear. So that was pretty awesome news. She only has to rest it for a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then supposedly she's going to be back to good as new. So I was glad to hear that. I like Serena Williams. And I like tennis, so all the way around. That was a good news kind of thing. Cornerstones, Benintendi, Red Sox. A Dominic Smith, Finest First Inserts. Springer, Purple Parallel, 250 for the Astros. Freddie Freeman for the Braves with a base refractor. Here comes a little gold signature. Hey, hey. Rockies to 50. Ryan McMahon. Nice, nice. I like this kid. I hope he's going to turn out to be awesome, because he's been in the products a lot this year. Nolan Arenado, Setting Red, Rockies. So if he's good, some people can be stockpiling him. Herrera, Phillies, base refractor. He has been fairly easy to pull anyway so far. Now, of course, remember that we will have another break tonight starting at 10 o'clock. That will be our break that is our regularly. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? Our regularly scheduled break for Friday night will be at 10 o'clock. And that is the full case of 2018 Luminance football. I'm super excited about getting into that. It's kind of a different look. It's a lot of kind of sepia and black and white muted kind of colors. Joey Votto Cornerstones for the Reds. But the part that I am most happy about is that it's got some draft day on-card autos of all of our major rookies. And they're supposed to be every other box on average, so I'm kind of psyched about that. To 99, Francisco Lindor, green parallel for the Indians. Finally, he held out to the last box. There is our second Finest Careers die cut for Cal Ripken Jr. There are, I believe, 10 of those in that set in full. Billy Hamilton, base refractor. So if you're an Orioles fan, that gives you some chase. Cornerstones, Manny Machado. Oh, Cardinals. Now you hit Harrison Bader. Wow. Cardinals, you had a nice break. Look at that. That was a very nice hit to end on. Rhys Hoskins, Setting Red. A Cody Bellinger base refractor. And time to recap this. So, I believe, let me see if I set these all out separate. I think I did. I think these are all of the Ohtanis that we pulled out of here. Now, I might have accidentally stacked one in the regular spot, but for the most part, you know, you've got several that are the base, which is him batting. We've got the one Finest First Moments, or First Moment, which is exactly how it came out in the last case as well. One of those and several of the base. So unless I stacked one somewhere else, you've got that one and 4 base if you have the Angels. That looks like our Ohtani haul, if you will. Here are your 2 Finest Careers die cuts for the Orioles with Cal Ripken Jr. Those do fall 2 per case. A quick little buzz through our numbered cards to 99, 250, 150, 99, 250, 250, 150, 50, 250, 25, 150, 250, 99. So that should take care of our numbered cards. Now our signature hit recap. Harrison Bader for the Cardinals. Ryan McMahon, is it McMahon or McMahon? I don't know. It's numbered to 50 for the Cardinals. And then another rookie hit for the Cardinals. Sandy Cespedes, sitting red, parallel autograph for the Mets. Allen for the Indians. Andahar to 150 in the blue parallel for the Yankees. Harrison Bader, green to 99, Cardinals. Nice hit for the Braves, Ozzie Albies. Very nice little hit indeed. Anderson to 99, green parallel, Marlins. Newcomb, Braves. Another hit for the Yankees with Garrett Cooper. Brandon Woodruff to 99, green parallel, Brewers. Lynn, I'm not going to call him Jeremy Lynn this time. Haha, I caught myself that time. Lynn for the Red Sox. Another hit for the Cardinals. That is Jack Flaherty. And that is also a very nice hit for the Cards. My favorite hit of the whole case, and you know why. It's because of who's on there. Barry Larkin, finest hour for my Cincinnati Reds. I love that hit. Cincinnati Reds, congratulations to you for that. J.P. Crawford, Philadelphia Phillies. And then another Yankee, one more Yankee, Tyler Wade. And that wraps up this half case, or this full case of Topps Finest. It felt like a half case because it went quickly, right? But no, it was a full 8-box case. So once again, of course, this is all the stuff that ended last night, Thursday night, the 7th, but we had to break it tonight because of my little technical problem last night, compliments of Windows Update. So once again, here's the spreadsheet information. In case you jumped in late and you missed it earlier, this gives you an anticipated shipping date for each of our breaks tonight. And it also talks about consolation cards. If you happen to be in one of the first 2 breaks and you did not pull a card or an item, please take a moment to read that information so you know how it works, and let me know if you have any questions. And then finally, a look at the days ahead. Of course, tonight at 10 o'clock, we'll be breaking once again, this time with Luminance Football, which just came out today. Tomorrow, we'll do another half case of mini helmets, an autographed football jersey, an autographed full-size helmet, an autographed baseball jersey, and another full case of Finest. On Sunday, we've got a lot more memorabilia in there. Basketball, baseball, football. We're opening all kinds of stuff. Also a half case of 2011 Prime Signatures and another case of 2012 Luminance on Sunday. Monday, an autographed baseball jersey, another case of Finest. Tuesday, an autographed football jersey, another half case of mini helmets, and another case of Luminance football. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, yep, that'll be Top Series 2 release date, so we'll bust into some of that too. So that'll probably get listed, I guess, tonight on eBay, actually. And that is it for me, not for tonight, just for right now. We'll be back at it at 10 o'clock this evening with Luminance. So thanks once again, everyone. I appreciate you joining at this unusual time today, and thank you again for your patience with our little technical snafu last night. So until I see you next, maybe at 10 o'clock, take care. Have a good weekend. Bye now.